You're the opener.
Okay. Good evening to another Monday night from Jason Schultz's basement.
My wife's laundry.
Yes, wife's laundry.
For another month, guys.
Yes, we're almost there.
Another
we're almost there. For another edition of Let's Grow Polling with Jason Schultz. I'm Ryan Zoellick, Brandon Johnson.
Brandon, what do you got in the koozie?
Coors Light.
Coors Light.
And there was only one, so there's a Johnny Appleseed after that. I don't know what it tastes like.
Budweiser gave that to us this summer to try and to see what we thought of that.
That
in
must
one
be
of the
theirs
events.
too. Angered Orchard or
Angry
Angry
Orchard, is that
Orchard,
what that
yeah,
is?
because that's owned by Miller Coolers.
Yep. So let's talk a little football. Where's all the Ohio State fans at?
Yeah.
Right here, there's only one of them.
You're really an Ohio State fan? Are you just a bandwagoner being a dick, or do you really like them?
Ohio State fan since I was a kid.
Have you? Okay. Well, that's right. You just moved here from Pennsylvania, so I can't.
Well, let's see.
What do you
They've
cheer for if you live in Pennsylvania.
yeah. Well, they had Penn State for a while, so
Yeah.
Well, we'll give them that. We'll give them that.
Then
Yeah, well, we won't go
then
there.
they start taking showers.
We won't go
They're
there.
saving money, taking showers with everybody.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I grew up
What are
a
you gonna
half
do?
mile from the Ohio line, so I grew up an Ohio State fan. So
I understand.
I guess we got a Cleveland Indians fan.
Eddie
He's
Dice
gonna
is in
give
the
some,
house. Eddie does a nice
updates,
job.
so.
So
yeah, Eddie, go Tribe, Eddie.
go Tribe.
Keep us up to date on the
They're
score.
across the border, right?
So it should have started. What?
They've
should
already
started, what, 3 or
I
4
think-
minutes from now? 7:05 probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
Chuck's watching from the quad tracks. He's in the field tonight, so he must have.
He doesn't
has
get a steal.
Doesn't have his son's iPad tonight. So thanks for chiming in. If you want to chat with us on our webpage, did we turn that on yet?
I thought
I didn't. How do I do that? Will you do that?
you did. Click here.
Click there. If you want to chat with us on our website, Ryan's turning it on right now. You can chat with us and ask us questions as we go right at beermoneypolling.com if you're following along. We can kind of tell where people are watching from the show as well. So, so Brandon put together a nice little 7-minute video. Phil Kelley's going to join us tonight. Got first place at the North Carolina State Fair. To talk about his Molly sponsorship a little bit as well.
He didn't need a boat.
He did not need a boat.
Okay.
The hurricane is done, I think, for now. So that's good. That made me extremely excited. So, and then we're going to have Stoney. I want to say Hargett. I've never talked to him before, but I know he's. Ryan, you're going to interview him, and he's talking about
I
the
better know how to say his
Friendship, Tennessee.
Yes.
So we
Yeah,
got
just
people jumping on
seen
now.
that on polloff.com.
Where we got people coming from Midville, Ohio. So if you want to chat with us, let us know.
Louisville's in the house.
Louisville,
Like to
Cameron,
get somebody
Wisconsin.
on from the Diesels and Dark Corners poll maybe next week.
Diesels and Dark
I'm
Corners.
gonna-
Yeah, that's where
I'm
Mark
gonna-
Tomford is going down. That's
Oh,
the
is that-
first weekend in
where's that at?
November. Georgia.
Georgia.
Yeah, it's in
okay.
Georgia.
Are there any polls in Florida? Is that one still going on in Ocala, Florida?
There's the one in Ocala.
Well, they have
somebody-
more of antique polling.
Well, it's still polling because
No, I know, but I'm saying
yeah, no,
is
no.
they
I
basically-
just
I
wanna-
know
I
Brian
had
Lively
friends
goes
that
down.
went down for the
Okay.
Ocala poll from Ohio.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Ryan. I didn't mean to. You're the one that's in charge of
I
all
believe
this
they
stuff, so.
believe
Shelbyville,
Rudy's
Kentucky.
promotes
Hello,
that.
Shelbyville, Kentucky. Is that our buddy Eric Pruitt? It could be. I think that's where Eric lives. So you can chat along with us right online. Ryan's running the board a little bit. If we turn the sound up, we can hear the dings. I think, oh, does that screw everything else up?
Yeah, we
So
better not.
Better not do that. So anyway, just good to have you here on a Monday night, October 17th. It's been 2 weeks now. Or no, 1 week since Hybrid Redneck Rally. Yeah,
One
that
week.
it was on
One
the
week.
8th.
Yep.
There we got a new chat message.
Oh, we got Ontario.
Also for the Blue Jays, Claude Sauter says hello from Ontario, outpatient.net.
Also, we got Indians and Blue Jays represented
Yeah,
tonight.
we got that
so
all going on. So it's
We-
good.
No
we
throwing
won
beer. No throwing beer.
Yeah, no throwing beer at it. So
We won our lawsuit today, so the Indians did.
did they? What'd you guys do?
Oh, because
You're cheaters or what?
no,
They
because of the
filed
mascot.
they filed an injunction.
The Canadians did.
To keep our mascot out of Canada. So
I like how you sung like it's his mascot.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Brandon's very protective of everything he does. I like
we're
that
gonna
a
see.
lot.
We're gonna have a Cubs Indians World Series, I think, and it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see
So-
because neither one has won a World Series in a long
since the
time.
1940s. Yeah, so
Well,
somebody's gonna win this year.
Cubbies have them beat on the streak, but
That's one of those
Over
health-
100
That's
years.
one of those health reasons. Oh, OTTPA.net. That's that Canadian.
Ontario. I know,
Yep.
I know
Tractor-
some
tractor
people that
pullers.
pull
yeah,
up
they
there.
have a couple
When
big
I
events up there.
when Chuck McGlanty brought me up there I was in Greenwich, New York. I met some of the guys up there from that area.
Yeah, they cross a lot.
Right.
The
Yeah,
New
and then I
York
know-
State guys.
It's actually Greenwich.
It is.
Yep, I checked on this. And then Andrew Armstead does a bunch of announcing. He lives right on the border, and he announces in Ontario and different areas like that as well. So when Drew came over for, and we got the date set for Motorsports Mayhem 2017. It's going to be Mother's Day weekend again, May 13th. John Anderson already called me some South Central pullers. his advice to us was, we have a huge demo derby and we have the huge truck and tractor pull. His advice was to kind of segregate the pits into like, hey, this is South Central's area, this is Southwest's area.
Yeah.
Keep everybody together because they want to do a lot of teching, and then you can still have some classes and different things like that. So,
and they'll make it more organized with everything that's going on that day.
Yep. So we'll definitely be doing that as well. So. We'll see who's
Going to
chatting
work
with us
on
over
a
there.
too hot to farm championship.
Yeah,
for May.
I told Adam Moore to start putting that together.
Yes.
Yep, that's Pruitt. So, and I know they got their Red Line Radio Network going as well, and it's part of PRN as well. So we'll get Eric on, or Drew, or one of the guys that really want to talk about all that to see what they all got going on, how they want to do all that, and talk about that. It's something they've been working on all summer, and they're going to do more than just pulling. They're going to talk about a lot of. That's from PA. Ephrata? How do you say that, Brandon? You're a PA.
I don't know. That's
EPHRATA, Pennsylvania.
got to be a Pittsburgh area with a name like that.
But excited to talk about Phil. Phil bought my chassis that I was going to do the second hot farm with. Put Super Farm. Gary Schulte put the Super Farm tractor together for him. He's had great luck with that. Won Region 5 now 2 years in a row. Got to Inderlee. Won the second night of Bowling Green out there. I call him the first Super Sunday winner ever. Because remember, the poll started late Saturday night because of the rain.
Sure.
And I think the Super Farms got done running about
like
3
2 or
a.m.
3,
2 or 3 in the morning. But he would have definitely been a ring contender if he had a bad, I think a fuel line or something came off Saturday during the day or whenever the other was. Slaughterville,
That's
Oklahoma.
a great name for a
Well,
town.
there's two pigs out in Oklahoma. There's nothing wrong with that. What's up, Slaughterville, Oklahoma? In the house? So it's all good. So, but we got listeners and watchers or viewers. They're called viewers. Listeners and watchers. I sound like my 4th grade education just caught up with me.
We have viewers.
I did go to school, didn't pay attention. That's all I'm gonna say. But I get excited. When we're on the show, and that's what it's all about.
Yes.
So let's get Phil on the phone. And we'll get him dialed in.
It's your phone.
It is my
so.
phone. So you guys, why don't you talk a little bit?
Yeah.
Phil's never short for words.
Never short for words. So this will be interesting. I think the last time we went to 15 minutes and he was tired and he was still talking. So
Was that where you drove home or was on his way home or something like that? And
You guys just keep talking. Don't make fun of Phil. Don't make fun of Phil until we get him on the phone. Then you can make fun of Phil. Then we have our next video recap.
Phil's bringing the hardware back to my sort of hometown.
Hey, dude, that NC State Fair was big. Adam Drought had mad pulling picks going on and different things like that. And it was all good in the hood. So let me get the wild man on the phone.
So are you gonna buy?
A splitter on there?
Yeah, I do. Are you gonna buy the Bullets hauler then?
I did think about it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know Jordan very well. And but I already have that single axle toter now, so now I got to get another semi. Trust me, I'm seeing some stuff.
I could just imagine the first time you seen that poster.
I saw
your eyes were probably like
2 tractors
Christmas.
at a UTV, and I'm like, I got to buy another semi. I do not want to go back to a semi, so I want to go to the toter bumper hitch. So I need to sell my toter and trailer, and then I can go back to a full toter combo, bumper hitch combo. So I got to get all this figured out. So I got to sell more mortgages first.
Yeah.
Then I can, get going on that. So
maybe the Lustics can put on layaway for you.
You think so? Yeah. Do the Jordan Lustig layaway plan. I got to talk to Misty about that. So
yeah, yeah, she's probably the one that you're gonna need to talk about.
I always go to the wife. They're big fans of the.
She did post it. So.
Yeah, they're big fans of the Beer Money Bowling team. So I'm not afraid to call them.
No.
I'm not afraid of that at all. I'm not afraid of a lot. I'm afraid of my wife, but other than that, I'm not afraid of much. Brandon, why'd you get all quiet all of a sudden? I haven't got Phil on the phone yet, so
I'll have to kind of listen from your headphones.
we got to pick on him a little bit. So let's get him on the phone. So guys, we're about to call Phil
has
Kelley.
2 hot farm tractors sitting in his driveway, apparently. So
That's it. There you go. It is ringing.
I keep,
Well, let me know when you have them
I
on.
keep telling my brother when after Jason gets
I
you
don't
a
hear it ringing.
mortgage.
That's because I don't have it potted up yet.
Oh, I hear it ringing now. Can I do that for you, Brandon? Can you hear it now?
Yellow.
Phil Kelley, you're live on Let's Grow Pulling. You're famous. We've been talking about you. Have you been listening?
I hadn't had a chance to listen. We were traveling all weekend and left early on Wednesday last week, and my daughter just got home. So we were playing, and we're actually watching Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins. That's perfect for
That was the last time any of us had seen Mary Poppins.
Supercalifragilistic.
We had you set up after winning North Carolina State Fair in a hotel room in a hot tub, smoking cigars, drinking champagne. But that was my story, so you just screwed it up.
That does sound awesome, and I have a ton of runs that I took video of guys running down the track, the Super Stocks, the Opens, Modifieds, and the Super Farm class that I'll have to send to you in some sort of a data dump so you guys can get them all up. Some great runs. Marvin McDonald, the second day there, Sunday afternoon. The North Carolina track tends to be hook position. In Super Farm, we're in such a tight box that can sort of assist in your placing. He just put a whooping on us by 6 feet on Sunday afternoon. But the coolest thing not the coolest thing, I shouldn't say that. One of the cool things that happened is the North Carolina State Fair and everybody around there, United Pools of Carolinas, take such good care of us. I had a police escort out. Like, two cops
did
in
you
front,
get in trouble,
side
or?
by side on the way out. Right, and I wasn't in cuffs. Exactly,
Okay.
That was the ironic part. So getting the escort was the coolest part because I wasn't actually in the handcuffs this time. So
Nice.
I thought it was awesome. Yeah, that was. Sorry, I get.
No,
there.
that's okay, Phil. Because
You know,
Eric
like a
Pruitt's,
squirrel, something shiny.
right now we only have one set of headphones because we're on a low budget here at the Let's Grow Pulling headquarters here in my wife's laundry room / basement, and Eric Pruitt's picking on us right now because there's 3 of us sitting around Well, we got 3 microphones. I mean, we got that figured out.
This is like the 80s.
Everybody gets input, but not everybody can hear what's going on.
No. So I got
Yeah,
I got the headphones kind of like half on my head, and then Eric's saying, "Hey, guys, get a headphone splitter." Yeah, we got one, but we need another set of headphones. So, honestly, we probably have headphones. Like my kids probably have some like $300 like Bose or whatever Dr. Dre has out or whatever is somewhere in the house.
And if Radio Shack's still open, they do sell splitters. You know that we can do multiple.
We have the
inputs.
splitter.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. I gotta get
you,
Ryan a credit card. We'll get this figured out. So anyway, no, dude, it's great to hear from you. He does work for an audio video. We're out of excuses. I'm not gonna lie to you. We're just kind of.
You work for an audio video place?
No, I
You
don't.
didn't
Ryan
put one
does.
home yet?
Zoellick does. I'm selling mortgages now. Do you need a mortgage? What's your current interest rate there, Phil Kelley? You probably got your house paid off, big guy. All that big money you
Seriously,
make.
come on. So I'm going to sidetrack you here. As I sat about and thought about, like late last night, drove home all night long. A buddy of mine, Jason Bishop, who does Western PA Pride and Shine,
Yep.
who you helped him with his show, Truck Shine, truck pull, and drag racing. He does dirt drag racing, promoter in that. So he went down to the Carolinas with me. On the way home, how it normally works is he drives the first few hours. He can get to about 11 o'clock, gets a little tired. I take a nap between 10 and 11, then I drive through the night. And all night long, I kept thinking, who could I reach out to? Because I have great ideas how to make this Let's Grow Pulling even bigger. I want to figure out how we can Skype to each other. That actually shows up on the YouTube page.
Do you know how to Skype?
So instead of me sitting here on the phone just talking to you,
So how could
I
we
don't know
Skype?
how to connect
How
it,
could we
though.
Skype Phil in?
I think we could connect.
Okay.
I think one of you guys, over the next few months, we figure out how when we connect to these guys,
Write that down.
and like I listen to the shows, but it's you guys sitting in a basement like Wayne's World.
Wayne's
Kind of
World.
movie, that it's a little less interesting. But if I saw the guy, it would help me relate. And
Yeah.
so that's what I think about on my drive. We pulled into the house up here. We parked at a shop up at his shop about 11. I traded in off 11, so I got off my driver log at about 3:34 in the morning, and then it's another drive hour for me. So I got home about 5:30, unpacked it. I was still wound tight and couldn't fall asleep. And so the North Carolina State Fair, and that's what you originally called for, is a phenomenal atmosphere. They pull a huge volume of people. They do an omen's work of where they park us for the amount of people who actually go to the fair, for the pit area, open to the public, free to the public. It's one entry into the fair, and then there is a gate going into the grandstand. But the amount of competition that swings down there because it's so late in the year is outstanding. Like, I go down there, and I used to feel like, because I was new, I didn't really introduce myself around. But then as I start to recognize the names, there are guys out of Ohio, Canada, New York. The Evermans go down there with all 3 of their rides and their mod. And the Michigan guys, the Super Farm guys of Silsby, Lee Butts, who with his press-on tractor that is he's a crafty veteran. He teaches me so much every single time, and he's so polite about it. And then, you just trade him a little bit of information. And I'd say it was the most open forum in the Super Farm tractor class, which I pull in, of communication. Like we were, and everybody could be fibbing, but we were trading information about tire pressures from literally, I'd say, all 14 of us as drivers and setting them up. Like we started talking about, where are you going to be? Well, I think I'm going to go lower than I was in Algion. Well, where were you at in Bowling Green? Well, I was a little bit higher air pressure because that was a tighter track. I'm going to go a couple tenths lower than that. So not being real specific, but we were all helpful towards each other, and I think it assisted on putting on a great show, and it was fun and the camaraderie as well. But the North Carolina State Fair and that hook, and then the way that the United Pullers of the Carolinas put that together is it carries over into Pine Tops in the next year, and as well into Benson, which is now a Grand National event down there at Earl's Place, the Gallup Motorsports Park, which is, I recommend anybody to make that venture down. It's entertaining, and they take very good care of us.
Now, was that a points hook, Phil?
But I had fun. It was. So that wraps up the
Region
4
6?
points.
Region 4, okay.
Region 4. That wraps up the Region 4 points hook. So I guess, I apologize, but I didn't fully understand how the points work. Apparently that one day was a region hook, and the next day was a state hook. And I don't actually understand the NTPA, how that works out for points or whatever. But I snuck out a first place finish on the Saturday afternoon, but I was first draw on an afternoon track. So literally I made holes the others had to fight their way through.
Yep.
And probably I think we were within a tenth of an inch, something like that, like 0.130 or something like that was the difference. And then the second day, my first day was my draw order was a number 9 out of 300 pills. The second day I was 22, and I assumed I'd have been the third or fourth guy, but I got the. And we made good fun and had a great time. I sat in the stands there on Sunday afternoon to watch that open show, which was awesome. It was actually hard to find a seat, the amount of draw and the amount of people. And then the waffle bellies. So the fairgrounds is sort of in a well that used to be a NASCAR racetrack. In '72, Richard Petty he was the last one to win at the track before it closed. But it's in like a little bit of a well, so it's dug down into the dirt. And I call waffle bellies people who don't really want to pay to see it, but they want to see it. And they press themselves against the fence so they can see better. So when they back up, it leaves the imprint of a waffle on their belly. We use the term in NASCAR quite a bit, but
we call in Wisconsin.
It draws a huge.
We just call them tight asses, Phil. But that's okay. Waffle bellies more politically correct.
Yeah, waffle bellies. Yeah, waffle bellies.
Hey, right now we got a picture.
Fun time.
We got a picture of your tractor up with you standing next to it. It's a beautiful tractor. The big Molly. The big Molly logo on the hood, and you stand there with your trophy.
Yeah.
And you're looking good. I mean, thank God that tractor looks good because you're not much to look at. But
yeah, I'm really deteriorating. And then I started to realize my balance was getting a little bit off. I'm getting fat and happy, and there is more fried food at the North Carolina State Fair. Fried Klondikes, fried Twinkies. It was a Twix in a Twinkie with peanut butter injected in it and fried. Let me just tell you, heart attack in a little paper cup, but it was awesome.
Yeah.
$4, whatever. I spent more money in fair food this week than I did in hook fees, and my balance is a little off because I'm carrying a little spare tire around the middle now. I mean, if you look at the picture, I'm a 70-pounder on the front instead of a full rack. I got the mid bar too full, and it's mostly personal weight, overweight.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
It's still fun time.
We had some Iowa people out there, some mini rods that pulled at Richland Center, the hybrid redneck rally, the Harmansons, the backdraft mini rod. They got 5th out there in North Carolina, so they live in Des Moines, Iowa, and they were out there with you at the pull as well. So that must have been a heck of a good show. So what they had, mini rods. I saw heavy supers because Adam Drought with Mad Pulling Picks was doing some live videos. They had super farms. What other classes? Did they have 2-wheel drives?
Yes, 2-wheel drives, 4-wheel drives, and I try to keep up with as much as I can. And it's fringely as you get into that fair. There's so many people. The volume. When I say like busy, I don't remember the exact numbers, but they were saying in the hundreds of thousands of people pass through that fair. It's shoulder to shoulder sort of by the high times of the day. So cell phone service deteriorates. So the first day that I was there, we pulled in. We drove all day Friday to get down there. We left Friday morning late. We had planned on leaving earlier. As we pulled in, got unloaded, they teched the tractor, Victor and the tech crew down there, and they do great work as well. Lee Hipp, Jeremy Tyndall, and the UPOC guys, they take good care of us, getting us in, parking us through all the traffic. We still squeeze into the lot. Went over to start videotaping and posting to the Beer Money Pulling page, and to help grow pulling. And my phone, just in search mode and sending the data out, like 3 runs into it, died. So literally get back to, call it a night, plug in the phone, stayed up till, 1 o'clock in the morning posting some of these videos, and then realized I had so many. I've got to figure out a way to just put them onto a zip drive and just send them to you so you guys can post them accordingly.
Yeah, send them to Brandon. But no, that's tough. That same thing happened to me at Bowling Green, and we've talked to some places that these fairgrounds will actually put in what they call blockers or
The jammers.
the jammers, so you can't even get stuff out.
Yeah. Did you ever pull at Canfield,
Right.
Phil?
So I had never
Canfield's
made the
like
class
that.
at Canfield. Canfield is a host site for a Western Pennsylvania pulling promoter group, and then they combine it with the NTPA group. And the NTPA classes that come in are not mine. It's unlimited semis and I think two-wheel drive.
Yeah, I didn't
And then
remember
the
them having
other
Hot Farm
side of
over
it
there
is
when you
the
pulled Hot
Super
Farm.
Farms Limited Press. But I've never made the invite list, quote unquote, to go over there. But I do go over. Well, I had been in years past going over to watch. But I hadn't been there in 3 or 4 years, and now that the technology has accelerated into live viewing and videoing and posting, prior to that I was still on like a Motorola flip phone to go.
Yeah.
But
I
they
know
do
Brock tried
sort
to
of a
do live
wave
videos from
blockage there,
Canfield,
so
and
you
it
can't
just
transfer the data as
wasn't
well.
happening.
Exactly. And in some of that, I sort of understand what they're doing is protecting the live audience that's there. But on the other part, I think that's also, we need to reach out and we need to make sure that those barriers aren't set so high that it deters a fan who may be interested but just couldn't make it. So I do watch Mad Pulling Picks, and I watch Adam's feeds here, even though they'll be an hour and a half away. It's just a matter of that I can't get over there, but I still want to see tractor pulling. I watch y'all's feeds when you guys do it as well, when I'm out of town or I'm just, out of reach. And I think it facilitates people becoming fans. So I sat in the stands at the North Carolina State Fair, and I just sort of assumed there was a lot of tractor pulling fans there. There were people beside me that was their first time, and they were middle-aged men, adult men, and then I met a few actually Molly representatives who were there who had seen my tractor through the photos of the North Carolina State Fair last year, saw my name in the entry list, and decided to drive 4 hours to come see me and find out how Molly was involved in motorsports and tractor pulling. So it was interesting to meet them, but they hadn't been to a tractor pull. And that's what drew them there, seeing these photos online and social media.
Good.
I think that's a reach that we need to make sure and reinforce. And I understand that it may take away percentage of ticket sales because somebody stays home. That's sort of like the old NFL blockout rule. If they don't sell, up in Green Bay, they didn't sell out. Well, they block it out to the local viewing area. But I can see it if Pittsburgh's playing Green Bay. But you can't see Green Bay because they didn't sell all the tickets. It doesn't happen up there, but
Right.
It happens at like the Redskins Stadium, Cleveland Brown Stadium. They'll block it out in such a radius that they say, in the NFL TV broadcast rights, and enhances ticket sales locally to enforce the live viewing experience, but it takes away from sharing on social media as well.
Yeah, no, I've had more people.
Sorry, I'm literally all over the place tonight. I apologize.
Dude, I can keep up with your ADHD. I have the same issue. I've had more people, though, Phil.
Good.
I think we've had more positives from our live videos. Like Mackville, Wisconsin was a perfect example this year. We had some Champions Tour classes. We had some Badger State classes. Friday night, we did. Brandon and I did some live videos up there. And then Saturday night, we had people coming up and telling us, we're here.
great one.
You too,
Take
buddy.
care, guys.
That was Phil Kelley, red-blooded binder, Super Farm from Wexford, PA. He is just a great guy. If you guys ever get a chance to meet him,
Phil, I've seen Phil pull for years because he pulled a hot farm locally from where I'm from. And really my pitch when I was going to the 50 tractor pulls this year is we say we want sponsorships, and some people will think that we just want to put money in our own pocket.
We're going to pull next year whether we have a sponsor or not.
Yeah. Yeah, if we get sponsorships, it benefits everybody.
Yeah.
It benefits the promoters.
I'm only
because
gonna
we
take
have
money-
more money
yeah.
to come to their polls.
Yep.
It benefits the fans because they're going to get better equipment at their local polls. It benefits everybody.
I only want somebody's money if I can help them grow their business. You guys heard me talking to that gentleman with the trucking company tonight before we got on the air. You know what I mean? I only want to do it if we can legitimately help somebody. So we got to interview Stoney yet tonight in about 10 minutes. So let's show our weekly highlight video. So what we try to do every week, and I want to kind of make this a thing, and we're gonna. I haven't told you guys yet, but I want to do like a beer money awards kind of a thing, beer money pulling team awards thing. And I know the Pulling Radio Network did it, but like pull of the year, run of the year, class of the year. Brandon, Ryan, think of some ideas. We'll have some fun. We're gonna let our social media vote for it. Through the website and stuff like that. I think it'd be fun, and we'll put together some cool trophies and stuff like that. Some cool stuff.
I'm sure we can come up with some
I just think that'd
interesting
be fun,
prizes and
a pull of the year. Maybe the NTPA pull of the year, the Outlaw pull of the year. I really want to get. I want to make it big and have a whole show.
There's videos that I took last year that got 1 million views on
Yeah.
Beer Money.
That jacked up video that's on Let's Grow Pulling right now. And we posted on Beer Money tonight. It's going to go off Brandon in about an hour and 15 minutes. What's it at? 7 million views on Let's Grow Pulling, the Facebook page.
Yeah.
It's just stupid. It's just a lot of fun though, and that's what it's all about. So
The Screaming Duramax of the day.
Yep.
All these.
we're gonna
all
have some
these
fun.
guys,
So if anybody has any ideas that's out there that's listening, we want to do that, get some cool trophies made up, and but the social media is gonna vote for it. We'll do like an award a week, and we'll announce the winners like in December and have a whole show. Or maybe each week we do an award. I'm gonna leave that up to you guys because you're the thinkers. I'm just a crazy idea guy. So
Majority of the videos we get are too hot to farm tractors and
there's
diesel
way
pickup
more
trucks,
too hot to farm. Is there anything else in the country? And there's way more diesel pickups.
So we're gonna. I have 100 ideas in my head. It's just a matter of implementing them.
Only 3 of them are good, but you got 100
Yeah,
ideas.
yeah.
That sounds like me. All right, let's show the video. So these are just a bunch of pictures and stuff like that. Is that starting at the beginning? No, that's not at the beginning.
no, it's not.
That's okay. We'll do that again. I think. There's you and me, Ryan. That's okay.
Well,
I'll just start right there then.
I guess
I made a
that's where
nice
it
title
wants
video
the-
and stuff like things like that. So do you want to start over? Is that one of those things where we did? Remember how we used to start like this and things
Let's
would
try
happen?
this.
Hey,
again
there we
here.
are.
Let's try this again.
There we are. There's
No.
the remedy.
Is this is still not your?
No, it was, I made like a title page and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So that's okay. If you know,
Again,
that's fine. So these are some pictures that is it Dan Scherble
Yeah.
from Troy County Mini Rods took at the Redneck Rally. Just there's the bad of the bone on the front end broke. Supposedly they're gonna have a fix. They're gonna be in Friendship, Tennessee this weekend.
Wow.
Crazy KW put a new head on, came over and made some test passes. That's Kevin Dick, Spirit of 76, one of the legend pullers that came up. There I am driving my dad's tractor, the Perfect 10. There's Kevin, the Mike Ott driving, that's his tractor, the Bossy Project, first 4-engine mod ever. There I am on my dad's tractor. Let's see here. The Snowmobile Grass Drags, there's the next year's date for Motorsports Mayhem. There's Joel Rathage's tractor, the Terraceland Express, Joel Rathage. I can always butcher his last name. There's the Bossy Project tractor again. The first 4-engine modified tractor ever with the crossbox. The City Slicker, Rick Pildner. All these guys came from Ohio. That thing's so cool. Kathy Gallutz's tractor. She's waiting in line, the 1466. One of the mud trucks is there, Morgan Auto Body. They're one of our sponsors of the mud trucks. There's a cool front shot of the City Slicker. That thing is just cool looking. Some of the ATV drags that were at the Redneck Rally. There's Mike Ott again. Mike Ott he ran Bowling Green for 10 years. There's Kevin Dick again, Spirit of 76. Just some random pictures I had. Checking all that good stuff out. There's a City Slicker. No audio time for a beer run. I lost everything. Audio still out. Is it because the phone is plugged in still? Maybe? I don't have any audio to this unless they can't hear us talking.
No, we should be. We should
How
be,
long ago was that? Do you think they lost the whole thing? Thanks for having me on. Okay, that's
Must have been
Phil.
Phil.
Say something. Oh.
Someone says good now, so.
I hope we didn't lose Phil. That'd be bad. I just unplugged my phone. Maybe
I don't know how long ago these
no
were.
audio time for a beer run. Thanks for having me on. I hear you. Phil says he hears us. All right, cool. Sorry, guys, about that.
Been a
while ago. Shoot, you gotta pay attention to our messages. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe I had my phone still plugged in and we weren't talking. You got the phone
think so.
on.
Yeah. I don't think it's
Some videos we sent to the pages. Keep sending us your videos, your pictures.
I guess
Still
Chuck's
hear you
so-
guys discussing audio issues.
Yeah. Yeah, we have it going over the video. Yep. Yeah, it's honestly well, looking at the track, it doesn't look like much of a setup there.
There's Brent down in Unionville. I think this is the end of it.
Yeah.
No,
No, then we got
the guy sent us to
2
us today.
minutes.
Took his fire truck. Steve Unger took his fire truck. My wife.
Well, hopefully that's not the only fire truck in town.
That'd be bad.
I unfortunately can't control the video audio.
I think it's he said when we're trying to talk over it. I'm not sure. That's okay.
No, he's
They don't
in
wanna
the
hear us
video.
anymore.
Yeah.
Our voices compared to it. We're at a 3. You got so much to learn yet?
Just take the audio out of these videos.
I didn't put any audio in. Well, no. The only audio was where I had
Just
actual
don't save
video.
it with audio.
I didn't. The only audio was where there was actual video.
He just put this together with Movie Maker, so.
Yeah, but
I didn't do any talking.
no, I know. But I'm
Oh.
saying the actual video audio.
I don't know how to do that. You have to show me.
I can do it with my program at home, but
That's because you're smarter than me, which isn't hard. But I'm not giving you a big compliment. These are some cool
Please.
pictures. I couldn't read the language these guys sent me to send us in.
Yeah,
But they're very cool. I figured the fans would enjoy these.
I think it was French, maybe.
You're just saying
You think
that.
it was French?
That's a John Deere putt. Cool looking tractor. That's
Yeah, I
the
got a kick out of this next video.
Yeah.
Or photo.
picture. That's the.
It's
Right.
Uncle Eddie on steroids.
I had to plug myself for my home mortgage business. Anybody's
Oh, I
looking,
was going to cut it right there.
What? Anybody looking to buy a house, let me know. So. So just like a DJ would do. Chicka chicka wow wow.
Yeah, I don't have that option right now with this setup, unfortunately.
Yep.
So.
Is it time to step it up, Zoellick?
Yes, I'll
It
have to
might
look
be-
into some better equipment.
Do you know a guy who works at a place with audio video
I
equipment?
can't think of one off the...
Eric Pruitt is shaking in his boots right now.
Probably.
Says we got to do a better job. So, but it's a quick little video we put together. Thanks you for sending all your pictures and videos to the page. So we're gonna get Stoney, on the phone. I'll give him a ring and then we'll plug him in.
Yeah.
And you guys.
I'm
can,
going to plug his poster here right
Yep.
now.
So he's the promoter of the Fred Poll, and then we're gonna get him on the phone. So
And then I'll do this one when we're ready.
yeah, sounds good. Stoney, Jason Schultz, how are you? Good. Hey, I'm going to plug you into the microphone so we can all talk to you. Okay. Okay, sounds good. Yep. He's stopping what he's doing so we can hear him. So. You want to take him?
Okay, this is Stoney How do you pronounce your last name? Oh, might help if I hadn't potted up. Can you hear us
Are
now?
you talking to me? I can't hardly hear you.
Can you hear us now?
A little bit more.
A little bit more?
There you go. I got you now.
Okay, sounds good. Glad to have you along, Stoney. Thanks for
Yes,
taking
sir.
some time out of your busy schedule to tune in to or join us here on Let's Grow Polling. And we're glad to have you on with looks like it's going to be a great event down in Tennessee. If you can just give us a heads up of what's going on. I know we got a lot of pollers from the north up here heading down south too this weekend.
Yeah, and we're excited about having, all these pullers coming down here. We've got a local place here that was Drew's favorite place to pull, and and I don't know how many know the background of the story of Drew losing his life, but the event will be 1 month after he lost his life. It worked out timing-wise, and I know a lot of associations there, the season is over with, and so we left a young family, and we just wanted to do what we could do to help out. Of course, all we know to do is go pulling, so and that's what he would have wanted, and so we said, let's see if we can create an event that's just a benefit pool. All the proceeds, 100% of all the proceeds, the pullers' entry fees, every bit of it is all going to the Rice family, his widow, and his 2 young girls. He has a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old that he left behind. And of course, when this accident happened, 100% of his crop was still in the field, and all the farmers around here have gotten most of his crop out. I think he still has some beans left in the field. And so we're trying to create a huge event down here, and are going to try to make this an annual pull so that we can maybe create some scholarship funds or something for those girls, especially for down the road.
Now, Stoney, was this a poll that was already on the schedule?
This was not a scheduled pull. Our official season ended 2 weekends ago.
Okay.
That would have been our last pull.
Okay.
And
What polling association then? I guess what polling association do you run with normally then, Stoney?
we've got it's a fairly small association down here. We run in West Tennessee and Kentucky and Arkansas, Missouri a little bit. It's called USA Pullers.
Okay.
And we started, our organization started, 2013 was our first year.
Cool.
And so this is our fourth year of pulling. And Drew was there right from the get-go, and he loved pulling. And, you know, since he passed, that we have found out that there are so many people that are running to him at different places. He, you know, on our off weekend, he'd go north and pull with folks up there, or over to Middle Tennessee and pull with people over there. And as soon as people knew who it was, they immediately went to going, okay, let's go see what we can do.
Stoney, are you a puller with the association, or are you an announcer, or what do you do exactly?
Well, I started out pulling. Actually, I was an owner of a truck. My son pulls, and you know, and I was just the mechanic and the crew for him. And this past year, I started full-time announcing with them. So my son still pulls, but he's gotten some experience under his belt and doesn't need me there as much. And so I'm able to do the announcing job for them.
That's awesome to do. So tell us about Drew a little bit then. So the tractor that's on the poster. So right now we have a picture of the poster up on our page, and we want to do everything we can to promote it. I was getting text messages this morning already from people, asking about. I told you I was promoting on our Facebook page that we were having you on the show tonight and different things like that. Obviously that's Drew's tractor that's up there on the top of the poster?
That is Drew's tractor, and if I'm not mistaken, it was one of the last 2 or 3 pulls he made.
Okay, and then his nickname must be Fred?
His nickname was Fred. The people who loved him called him Fred. His wife called him Fred a lot of times. She would even make Facebook posts, referring to Fred's pool instead of Drew's pool. It's just I don't know the whole story behind that, but we all got to call it, so it just became real obvious that we were just going to call this pool Fred.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. It's terrible when things like this happen. I help out at Gordyville a lot. Stoney help announce down there, and of course we run our tractor down there as well. But Adam Beal with the mule deer tractor a couple years ago was killed in a farm accident as well, and the Pulling family really rallied around that, and I think you're gonna be blown away. We had our last pull of the year, October 8th, and a 401 tractor actually broke the entire front end of their tractor off, called Bad to the Bone, a John Deere, and they said on the track to one of our trackside announcers, we have another chassis at home, and we will be in Friendship, Tennessee in 2 weeks. So I mean, it was crazy.
Wow.
They said it on the track to our trackside announcer, so it's awesome.
That's awesome. Well, and we're kind of in the same situation. Of course, it is us local here, but at our last pull of the year, we pull trucks, and my father has a truck too, a diesel 3.0, what used to be the old PPL 3.0 that's now gone to 3.6, but we kept 3.0 rules, and he melted it down pretty good, and we're actually over at the shop working right now trying to get it ready to make sure it makes it to. So everybody's kind of in that same situation, and it means the world to Cynthia. Cynthia will be there. She's she's been there from every pool since then. 3 nights after his accident, or 4 nights after his accident, we had a pool, and it was a scheduled pool. And we still did it for him because it was, it was the next pool, and she was right there with us, and his best friend pulled that tractor and won that night, and his best friend will pull it again Saturday night if everything works out where they can.
Good.
And so she loved pulling. You have to tell you a little bit about Fred. I mean, their relationship was pretty amazing, and we actually pulled with them the Friday night before this accident, and also the Monday night that the accident happened on a Wednesday. And of course, me being the announcer, and Cynthia is the secretary of our association, so we hang out and talk there, and of course then Drew would come up and talk to us after it's all over with, and it's funny, she would get as aggravated at him when he didn't win as anybody else.
Yeah, no, that's good. They're into it together.
They were, and we've got some pictures and actually it was the Friday night before the accident of them sitting there at the table looking at each other talking, and I mean, you could tell what their relationship was, and she still loves us very much. I even said something to her about driving the tractor, and she said the clutch was too hard for her. And everybody said he built that clutch really hard, but you can see if you look close, and that's a very good picture. That's our local photographer that made that picture, and you can see the intensity he had, and he had a very good running tractor, and just a super guy. Would help anybody out that he could. He just loved to pull, and that's what he wanted to do.
No, and you when you know the passion of pullers. You've been around it sounds like for a long time, and
yeah,
you can't describe it. I have a pulling tractor, and we have a full team of people that help us out. We do it because we love it. Obviously, there's no money into it, and that describes a true passion, a hobby. When you really get after it. Can we talk about the pull itself then a little bit? So, I'm on pulloff.com right now. Looks like Mr. Couch, I think, put a really good post up today that really broke it down well.
Yes.
No, Carlisle did. Chris Carlisle did, sorry.
Yes.
So Saturday looks like you want everybody there by, let's see here, Ryan, do you see any of this? I really want to get this out there for everybody.
We want to have everybody there and registered by 2:00.
Okay.
I mean, that's that's maybe asking a lot, but that's what we're trying to do, because as we immediately start talking about this, and we started, other associations said, yeah, we want to come, we want to bring these, and we said, okay, this thing is going to get really big really quick. We realized we needed to keep moving the start time further forward. So we want to actually roll the first tractor down the track. It may not be a tractor, but first vehicle down the track at 3:00.
Yep. It looks like you got 6,000-pound mixed. So what's that about?
Well, that is one of our classes that our local association, and it actually come out of the Boot Hill pullers, but they come over and pull with us a lot. And it's a 6,000-pound class, but it's mixed because it's V8s and diesels. And I think the rules are a little different, whether it's what cubic inches you're allowed as a diesel compared to the V8. And so we we put all of our classes in, and then a lot of the others are added classes that other associations run. Our rule was when we started this, or our thought process was, if you wanted to come pull and you brought 2 or 3 with you, we'd have a class for you. And that list that you see on our latest post is what we've come up with. Folks that said they're bringing at least 2 or 3.
Okay. Eric Pruitt from the Pulling Radio Network just messaged us. You can chat with us during our show, and he said, God willing, with the internet, he'll be there. He'll be there regardless, but he's going to be there, actually live broadcasting the pull. So that'll be very good for the event as well.
Yes, and I was excited to hear he's going to do that.
He's a great guy. I met him. I worked with the Pulling Radio Network for a while, and I met him at Gordyville. Talked to him at Bowling Green. Got 2.5 diesel trucks. That'll be a huge class. Light limited super stocks. That'll be a huge class. Holy cow! Economy hot rods. That's a big class in your neck of the woods. Local diesels. You better run that one last, because they're going to come out of the woodworks for that one.
You're right.
Your 2.6 3.0 smoothbore, because that's a 2.6 clip charger with a 3.0 smoothbore. That'll be gigantic. Pro Street 4-wheel drive, yep. Pro Stock 4-wheel drive, semis, super modified 4-wheel drives, Hot Farm. Okay, was Drew's tractor a Hot Farm tractor? Is that the class he pulled in?
Drew's tractor was a Hot Farm, and in our local bunch, a year or two ago, they divided that up between big block and small block.
Okay.
So he ran in actually the Hot Farm big block, so he ran 12,000 pounds and over 600 cubic inches.
Okay. Yes, we have a class similar to that in the Badger State. We call it a 640 Pro Farm. So,
right.
Very similar.
And some of these, we've come with so many different associations coming, we're going to just kind of try to pitch you in where it works the best, because obviously this is about support for them. And it's not necessarily about trying to win, but, there's some bragging rights in there, too. If you can go in there and say, hey, I went in with a little bit smaller tractor and run with these guys, or, vice versa.
No, this is going to be the Gordyville of the South, and that means, because Clint Tucker does a really good job of merging 4 or 5 different associations together, and that's a compliment, Stoney. That's a compliment when you look at all these different classes you're going to be having.
And you don't know how much I appreciate hearing that, because that's kind of where I thought that we would go with this, especially when we got talking about it being an annual event, is that, we do this late enough in the year that maybe, not after everybody gets done, come do this, and we continue to do this every year like that. And I think, you're coming to a very small community. You're actually you're coming to a place that is actually called Crockett Mills. The address is Friendship, but you're coming to a little community that's called Crockett Mills. And we've had pools there for several years, whether it was this association or ones before. Very good facility, but very small facility. So we're going to try to, but we hope we've got enough volunteers that parking's going to be tight, and we want everybody to, everybody's listening. If you're bringing truck and trailers, we're going to pack you in right as close as we can to know that you still get the door open.
Yeah. Do you what kind of seating? Capacity do you have there for fans?
Well, I don't know how to number that. It's a riding arena the way it's set up. We've got bleachers. Of course, a lot of people bring their own seating. On one side, people back in trailers, and we're going to put other trailers behind those. And we're actually going to bring in more bleachers later this week. We found several more bleachers that we're going to bring in and kind of tighten it up.
Good.
But it will be a huge crowd, because I expect as many spectators as we've ever seen, in the same way I expect as many pullers as we've ever seen.
As we're talking about all this, Tony, what's cool about this, you took a terrible situation and you rallied as pullers and you turned us into a positive. And that's what's cool about the pulling community. You know what I mean? You rallied around Drew and his family, and you took something that we all love more than anything in the whole world, pulling, and you turned it into a positive. And you're gonna make it a great day. And that's what it's all about. So kudos to all you guys.
Thank you very much. You don't know what to expect for sure, but I really feel like that I will be overwhelmed when I get ready to get started that day.
Yeah. No, I'll tell you what to expect. Expect to get your ass kicked with a lot of pullers and a lot of fans. Because when my phone is blowing up, in Wisconsin for questions about your pull in Tennessee, I'm serious, Stoney. It's going to be amazing, buddy. It's going to be amazing.
That's what, and you couldn't have paid me a better compliment than he called it the Gordyville of the South. And Drew ran at Gordyville this past year. First time he'd been up there, but he ran at Gordyville this past year. And so I think that's where a lot of folks, he went to different places and ran because he enjoyed it. He loved it. We pulled it Murfreesboro indoor, and so he was constantly running with folks and had a very competitive tractor. But it was his nature, his personality that made everybody just love him. He's, we talk about it all the time. His best friend, one of his best friends down here at home, talks about how he picked on him. That's what he did. He picked on him, and he just turned to laugh, and he said, "I really don't even care. I just like aggravating."
Yep. Hey, so I got Brandon sitting here. He's our main Facebook guy. What are the top things that you want him to push on the Facebook page this week to the pullers and to the fans? He's going to write those down, and he'll get that out for you all week long. Our page reaches, 10 to 20 million people a week. So, I mean, we can help you out the best we can.
Yeah, I see y'all's posts. A lot of times, I see those in very good posts. And the main thing is support and love for a fellow puller. That's what every bit of this is about. And come to expect, maybe you use the best term, the Gordyville of the South, and for something that will potentially be a large pull for several years to come.
That's great. Hey, did any big sponsors? Any like local sponsors or like equipment dealers? Who stepped up, Stoney? That's really like, holy cow! I can't believe they did that so far.
Well, we've got a local car dealership that has stepped up. We have, and I can't release all these yet because I don't have all of this, completely confirmed.
No, that's okay.
Said.
I don't want to put you on the spot. I just want to make sure that we talk about everything.
I've had a local car dealership step up. I've had a local seed company step up. I've had a major seed company say that they were just, and he didn't even tell me the amount, that he was going to write me the check and would I cash it and turn around and donate it in.
Awesome.
And we've had huge amount of people that have said, "I'll do whatever you need me to do. Can I help?" We've had pullers that for some reason or other might not can bring their tractor or their vehicle, but still said, "I'm going to come just to help you out." And I said that's great because you know what the day is going to be like. It's going to be long. It's going to be tiring, and flagmen are going to get tired. Blade guys are going to get tired. So we'll always need folks to step up.
No, that's great.
And this is Ryan Zoellick. If not everyone's gonna be able to make it down to Tennessee, do you guys have maybe a fund setup? Maybe people that maybe just want to chip in monetarily for this cause. Do you have like some type of fund set up for Drew?
We do. There's a couple of bank accounts that are set up, and they're both. Cynthia has access to those. I do not have that information in front of me what those accounts are, but I believe it is at the Bank of Friendship.
Yeah, maybe if you want to text
Yeah.
Jason that, and then we can get that on.
It's on the event page. I've seen it.
Okay, and your wife could get that to us too, Stoney. That'd be great.
That is correct. Yes, I'll make sure that she gets that to you so that y'all can add it to the Facebook page because we've had those kind of comments too. Well, I got to tell you a story because you'll appreciate this, and the names don't matter because it was just the whole thought process. But I know y'all appreciate this. This is the kind of responses we've had all around, but this is just one indication. I had a puller call me the other day, and he was telling me a story about a puller in Middle Tennessee that walked in a local parts store there, and the parts guy was asking him. He said, "Are you through pulling?" He said, "Well, we're through with everything but a benefit pull that we're going to in a couple of weeks." And he said, "Really, what happened?" And so he told him the story of Drew. And he said that guy just reached in his pocket, pulled out $100 bill, and handed it to him. He didn't know Drew from anybody or anything else, but that's the kind of support that we've gotten, and it's been overwhelming.
No, it's amazing. It's amazing what people will do. I just every tragedy like this, I hate to say it but the pullers, man, and people are, you see all the bad, the news always reports about all the bad things, and the liberal media just grabs and rallies around all the crap. But we can't get millions of people to rally around crap like good stuff. You know what I mean, Stoney? It's terrible. So
That's right. And it's we're a small community, really, compared to a lot of other organizations as far as pullers in general. But when you start reaching out, you start seeing how big it really is and how many folks that are there to just support because they understand what it's like and know what somebody is like that love pulling and is no longer here with us. So, and a family that love pulling that no longer has the head puller around, you know.
I've seen on the event page that a garden tractor puller said they were going to drive 1,000 miles to get there. You know, so.
Oh my.
So that's
wow.
From Michigan to, I don't know how far it is to Tennessee, or, you know, even for the garden tractor.
It's according to where they are in Michigan, but that's, just to Detroit, it's about 700 miles. You know, if you were coming from that area, and then
yeah,
going
I've
up
seen
from
different
there.
posts from different people that are heading down there. We do our American Family Children's Benefit poll every year.
For Badger State, yep.
Yeah, and every puller that's registered shows up for that poll.
Yep.
So.
And we donate all our money. Every puller donates their winnings back to that, and that poll usually raises about 40 to 50 grand, Stoney. So you're gonna smoke that, I hope, buddy. I hope you smoke it. So.
Good deal.
Well, hey, we're going to let you go. You got a busy week. You have my cell phone number now. If you need anything this week, will you shoot me a text, or if you want anything put up on the page? And then, I guess maybe when you kind of get everything settled back down, we'll get you back on the show and let you know, if you can report back to the polling world how you did. We'd love to help you do that. So.
That sounds great.
Stoney, good luck with everything, okay? Thanks for taking some time out tonight.
Thank you. Thank y'all very much.
Yep, good luck this weekend. Bye. Yeah, so that was Stoney, and you talk about people rallying, in the polling world. And Brandon, you've seen it from PA to Ohio now that you live in Wisconsin, and Ryan, you've been seeing it your whole life too. And when somebody's down, and this young man lost his life and got young kids and his wife, and talk about how they rally. You know what I mean? And you see how the pollers are gonna.
We've seen it with Wally Weezy and his family when he lost his
battle. I saw
with
with Adam Beal
cancer. If you've ever been to the Walworth County Fair,
Pat Heck
with Pat Hack and his family and the tragedy that they went through.
Yep. His brother was. That's been 20-some years now.
Yeah, and now the award that they give during the poll every year.
Pat Hack Super Farm, I think it's called.
It's a memorial poll.
Tim Hack.
Yeah, Tim Hack.
That was the thing that surprised me moving from Pennsylvania up here was the amount of polls that are just charity polls.
Yeah.
They don't have that in Pennsylvania. I know Night of Mayhem that Brock did the live videos from last year or last week. They raised $11,000 for Make-A-Wish. For a first-time event, that's pretty respectable.
Yeah.
I believe did Bowling Green do a Make-A-Wish one year?
Bowling Green always does
Make-A-Wish. Or do they do always?
Larry Kester's in charge of that.
Okay.
That's where I bought the.
They were doing that back in the 90s.
They do that Saturday afternoon. That's where I bought the 4-play truck and the fire gloves of Holman's. They donated that. I donated a whole bunch of Beer Money Pulling Team T-shirts to that, and then
of course with the Stuckenschneider family and what they do every year with Gordyville.
Yep. So, well, let's wrap the show up, guys. It's been we don't want to start going way too much past hour. Now that I'm back, I don't want to get that going on. Brandon, do you have anything before we wrap things up?
No, not really. I just keep doing what I'm doing.
Okay. You keep doing it, Ryan?
Just having it's fun to just have a couple relaxing weekends now and enjoy. It was a tough sports weekend, but still enjoying.
If you're a Badgers or a Packers fan, so
everyone up here.
I want to thank all our fans for their support. We continue to try to to lead the way in the social media forefront, and we're going to continue to tighten up our show and make it better and better. And I know now that we have a little bit more time, I know Ryan, we're going to work on it and make it the best we can. And I know we always have good content, and just keep making the show the best we can. So thanks for watching, and everybody enjoy the week and blow some black smoke, and good luck to the guys down. And it was great having Phil on tonight. Like Brandon said, Phil could talk for an hour, and I really good luck to Stoney and the guys down there in Friendship, and safe travels to all the pullers heading that way. And
hopefully the weather turns out for them down there.
And I'm sure there's a lot of farmers harvesting tonight or in the fields, and safe harvest to everybody as well. So take care, everybody.